Hello everyone and welcome back to HAVANA Media. And today's story is not just about Tanzania. It's about the silence, betrayal, and fear spreading across East Africa. As we speak, hundreds of people have been killed in Tanzania after a violent election, and the African Union and East African presidents have just said nothing. And instead of standing with the people, they are congratulating President Samia Suluhu for stealing an election. This is not leadership, this is betrayal. Tanzania has just gone through one of the darkest elections in its history. Reports say that opposition supporters were arrested, young protesters were shot in the streets, and many were taken away by the military, never to be seen again. Families in Dar es Salaam, Arusha, and Mwanza are still searching for their loved ones. But what is even more painful is that no African leader, not even the African Union, has condemned the killings. They have all gone silent, pretending nothing happened. Instead of calling for justice, East African leaders have been sending congratulations to Samia Suluhu. They call her a symbol of peace, even when her people were bleeding on the streets. From Nairobi to Kampala, Kigali to Bujumbura, no president has spoken out, not even a single one. They shake hands in meetings, smile for cameras, and also talk about unity. But behind that unity, lots of people are dying. A new kind of alliance is growing in East Africa, not an alliance for peace, but an alliance for power. These leaders are protecting each other, not their citizens. They are united by fear of losing power, and not by the love for their people. Anyone who questions them is arrested, silenced, or disappears. It's happening in Tanzania. It's happening in Uganda. And of course, slowly it is spreading in Kenya and other countries too. The whole world is watching, but doing nothing. The same international community that preaches democracy and human rights is indeed silent. No sanctions, no strong statements, no humanitarian action for the families mourning their children. Foreign diplomats are busy signing trade deals while Tanzanian youths are being butchered alive. When African people cry out, the world turns its back. Now, even foreigners living in Tanzania, especially the Kenyans, are now being targeted. The government of Tanzania has now started chasing away the Kenyans from their jobs and also businesses. Teachers, traders, and even small entrepreneurs are being told to leave because they are foreigners. Police are arresting people without work permits. Landlords are being warned not to rent to non-Tanzanians. And fear has spread across Arusha, Mwanza, and Songo. Kenyans who once went to Tanzania to look for better opportunities are now fleeing home with nothing. This is no longer just politics. Indeed, it's persecution. The dream of East African unity, the dream of one region, one people, is now dying. What about the East African community? The East African community, EAC, was supposed to protect citizens and promote peace. But today, it looks like a club for presidents, not a home for the people. The African Union too has become silent, watching from Addis Ababa while African youths are killed by their own governments. Now, how can Africa rise if its own leaders are the ones silencing it? As Africans, we must ask hard questions. Why are our leaders silent when the people cry for help? Why are we congratulating dictators instead of standing with the victims? And why is the world pretending not to see?
So we have to stop pretending that countries that just hold an election where sometimes the winner somehow magically gets 90% of the vote because all the opposition is locked up or can't get on TV is a democracy. Democracy depends on strong institutions, and it's about minority rights and checks and balances and freedom of speech and freedom of expression and a free press and the right to protest and petition the government and an independent judiciary and everybody having to follow the law. And yes, democracy can be messy and it can be slow and it can be frustrating. I know, I promise. But the efficiency that's offered by an autocrat, that's a false promise. Don't take that one, because it leads invariably to more consolidation of wealth at the top and power at the top. And it makes it easier to conceal corruption and abuse. For all its imperfections, real democracy best upholds the idea that government exists to serve the individual and not the other way around. And it is the only form of government that has the possibility of making that idea real.
From Kenya to Tanzania, from Uganda to Rwanda, ordinary people want peace, not power games. To the youths of Africa, your voice is your weapon. Keep speaking, keep recording, and remember, keep sharing, because silence only helps the oppressor. Hope the message is home, and thank you all of you for watching Havana Media. If you believe in truth, justice, and the power of storytelling, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Together, we'll keep telling the stories others are afraid to tell. My name is Oduor Billy. See you in the next video.